In the end, it finished Lincoln City 2, Liverpool 7. So, this is just going to be a reaction sort of video straight after the game, and I'm going to try and break everything down. Possibly tomorrow, maybe another day as well. What this means now, obviously Liverpool go into the next round of this competition, and we will be facing Arsenal twice, I think, in like a week or something like that. So I think we faced them like this weekend and maybe next week. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I need to look at the schedule. But despite conceding 2 goals in the 60th and 67th minute, Liverpool, and I want to just quickly go through the lineup as well while I can. So we had Origi, Elliott, Minamino, Shaqiri, Curtis Jones, Grujic, Tsimikas, Virgil van Dijk, which was a surprise inclusion at first, came off at half-time for Fabinho, Reece Williams, Nico Williams, and Adrian as well. Now, genuinely, I thought that was it was a pretty good performance overall. Didn't really blow me away because of the League One level of competition that we were coming up against in this one. But otherwise, it was a good performance. The goals that we had with Shaqiri's free kick, which was absolutely just beautiful free kick, and I'm really glad to see him back in the side. I felt that while Shaqiri was on the pitch, I thought that he helped us dictate play. I thought that he helped us move the ball forward. Looks like he could be, hopefully, if he can stay injury-free, could be a really good option for Liverpool as well. Minamino, scoring on 18th and 46th minute. He looked electric all night. Really hard pressing. Very, very hard pressing. Very, very active, very energetic. Never seemed to, his gas tank never seemed to run out. And it was really wonderful to see the player that Minamino is turning out to be for us. Curtis Jones scored 2 goals as well, which is always beautiful to see. 2 curling efforts. One was deflected, but really, really nice goals by him and really nice overall play as well. Marco Grujic got on the score sheet as well with a really weird, it was a low drive of sorts, but it was a low drive that you really felt, if the keeper had proper hands, would have been able to keep the ball out, you know what I mean? But hey, it's just one of those things. Marco Grujic got on the score sheet. I don't think he did too badly. I think that how we set up for this game, the players that we actually had on the pitch in midfield, you're not looking at holding midfielders. You're not looking at I know Fabinho came on in the second half, but he played in defence. He came on for Virgil van Dijk. Weren't looking at we didn't really have holding midfielders or anything like that. We kind of just had centre mids, maybe attacking mids or attacking minded centre mids or something like that, whatever you want to call them. And that's what you got from there. And then Origi scored the last goal of the game, which I missed because my Sky went down. So that was good. That was fantastic. So I missed the 7th goal. I've seen that it was apparently Minamino played in Origi for that one. But listen, it was a good game, good competitive game. Well, I say competitive. It got competitive much more when Virgil van Dijk went off. Obviously, Virgil van Dijk is levels and levels above the very best in world football in terms of defence. So when he goes off, there's obviously going to be a little bit of a drop. Not too much. The goals that Lincoln got, one of them was really well worked. And I felt that, Reece Williams, he started the game really well. Didn't do too badly over the whole course of the whole 90 minutes. But for that first goal of Lincoln especially, just seemed to want to go to ground a little bit too much. Now, he's a young lad, and this was his debut. And I'll be totally honest with you, he's not someone that I was expecting in the lineup. I was thinking we were going to get Sepp van den Berg or maybe Nat Phillips or someone like that. But he was a surprise inclusion. I felt he did all right. In fact, I felt he did a little bit better than okay. He did quite well in some periods as well. Seems to have a good range of passing on him. Seems quite confident in himself as well. But just seemed a little bit too committed to going down to ground a little bit too easy, in my opinion, and could have maybe helped a little bit by not going to ground by stopping that first goal anyway. But other than that, it can only be a positive, especially for the players that were involved. We got to see Diogo Jota make, and I finally got his name right this time. So we finally got to see him make his debut. Looked good, didn't get a goal or anything like that, but he looked good. He was pressing. It's his first time in a Liverpool team. Obviously not the full the full normal starting 11 that he was getting involved with, but still looked okay, looked pretty good. There's work for him to do to get involved in this Liverpool system, but he's young, 22, 23 years old, or whatever age he is. He's a young guy. He's going to do well for Liverpool. I really do believe that he will do well for Liverpool. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that performance. I'm glad that we're into the next round. We go and face Arsenal in the next round of this one, but we've got Arsenal coming up at the weekend as well. So we're going to break down some things here. What I want to look at again further is I want to look at the goals that we actually conceded. While this wasn't our usual back line, obviously apart from Virgil van Dijk, but we didn't concede while he was on the pitch. I do want to look at the goals that we conceded tonight and see who. I don't want to look at really who was responsible, but what were the patterns of play that led to them scoring. That's what I want to look at here as well. One quick note as well about the bench is obviously Ryan Brewster didn't feature on the bench for Liverpool in this game. I had hoped that he would feature. I'd hoped he would maybe lead the line as well. So maybe this seems like the biggest sign so far that we've had that maybe he might actually be on his way out on a transfer to either Sheffield United or Crystal Palace. We don't know. I'm slightly disappointed on that one, but I'm not going to, grieve on it too much right now because we don't know anything. We haven't had anything come out, not had anything confirmed or anything like that. So let's ride the wave. We've won 7-2. Apparently this is one of our biggest wins ever away from home, 7-2. So let me know what you thought of the performance overall. For me, the two players that stood out for me were Minamino and Curtis Jones. Really, really, really good performances by both of those guys. No one really disappointed me, I must say. I think Origi was quieter than I would like him to. I would like him to be, for what he's meant to be, what he's meant to offer, being like one of the senior attacking players, probably one of the most experienced Liverpool players, or the one that's been there the longest out of anyone in that lineup. I was expecting maybe just a little bit more from him, but he did manage to score his goal, even though I missed watching it. Managed to score his goal, and yeah, there's not too much else I can say about that. But Minamino was very, very, very good, in my opinion. Really, really enjoyed his performance, and Curtis Jones as well. Obviously, both of them getting 2 goals as well. I think Minamino getting the assist as well. So yeah, no, look, there's not much more I can say. These aren't lineups that we're going to be putting up against Arsenal. Really, we'll probably have maybe a couple of these players involved in one of the games and against Arsenal again in the Cup. We'll see what happens, won't we? But let me know what you thought in the comments below. If I have to give a man of the match, I think I'm going to go for Takumi Minamino. 1 assist, 2 goals, and I thought that he was absolutely electric all night long. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.